everybody. It's your girl Jamila J. Welcome to Jamila J. Girl Talk on Feel Good Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Hey Chuck, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Jamila? How you doing today? Hey, I'm
I'm
really
good.
interested in seeing what's going on. Every time I get on here, I learn something new from Jamila J's Girl Talk. So, I'm ready to rock today. So let's go. You know what I mean?
Yes. What happened to my theme song? If you got be on kind of beautiful. Put,
You want your theme song? I can put that on right now for you. If you want?
yeah, come
All right, let's
on.
do it.
Plus size is so wonderful. Being thick has benefits. I'm not your ordinary cheap. I've got a lot of love to share with long, short, and nappy hair. Taking time to let you know I'm my own kind of beautiful. So thick, get your sexy girl. Don't just be ashamed.
There we go.
There you go.
I like that.
I'm so
There
sorry.
we can go. I'm ready now. That energizes me. It's like something's missing, Chuck.
Right. My bad.
Something not
It was
right.
a holiday. Probably was a holiday.
Thank you. Thank you. So before we get started with our special guest, I always like to check in. We just got through going through Christmas and going forward to New Year. So how you feeling? How you feeling, Chuck?
I'm feeling great. Feeling great. The weather here is clearing up a little bit, getting a little warmer because we were in our 20s and 30s. So now it's going up
Oh,
to about
oh,
40, around 40 to 60 degrees by the end of the week. So I'm pretty hyped about that. You know what I mean? So I'm great. I feel great. Just getting over a cold last week. And, ended up, I went and took a COVID test just to make sure I was fine. And that came out negative.
good.
Ready to rock. So I'm grateful for that. I mean, I barely ever get sick, put it like that. So
Yeah.
get the little sniffles. I knew, I got sinus problems, so I figured it was sinuses and stuff like that. But I wanted to make sure because I did lose my taste and smell,
Wow.
so I
It's
just,
better to be safe than
yep,
sorry.
it is. And
Yeah, so good. I'm
yeah,
glad you're
everything is good.
negative, but you gotta take care of yourself, get some rest.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that plays a
Yeah,
big part in it too. Me
it does.
moving all the time and doing what I do. So again, that definitely took a toll on my body. But again, I feel great. I'm grateful and I feel great, so I can't complain. So everything's good. I'm
Good.
ready. I'm 100% now. So
Good. You looking good. You looking good.
hey, I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. For old man. I do all right.
So our special guest, Elise O'Neal, I always like to check in with our guests. So how have you been coping with this COVID-19 pandemic shut in? How
Um,
have you been doing?
well, I mean, I've been doing okay. I'm affiliated with a couple of doctors and nurses, so they've been keeping me updated on safety precautions, wearing your mask, wearing gloves when you do go out. I don't really go to the stores too much. I've been really just quarantining, being in quarantine since the pandemic hit. I've really been really safeguarding myself and staying inside. Going for walks every now and then, but how I'm coping with it is just shelter in place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, California here, we're like the highest right now with surging COVID cases. So
Wow.
we have to be extra cautious here where
Mm.
we're at. So I've
Good.
just been
Is
dealing
your
with it.
phone, turn down your phone volume? Is your phone volume up? There's a little feedback. So
How is that?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
What
Yeah,
I'll
that's
do is I'll go on mute as we talk too, because I think sometimes that's what happens too. So
better. Okay.
we can all go like on mute if we're not talking, go back and forth. That way it's not too many echoes, you know, because sometimes it is an echo depending on, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well, great. So I'd like to introduce our special guest today, Chuck. She is a plus size model. She's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
She is a remarkable person. She is an influencer. She has a voice. She is a creator. She's very meticulous in
Mhm.
everything she does. And I'm so proud to bring her to the show today. She has a story. She has a story. She has a journey, and she's not shy. So, without further ado, plus size model Elise O'Neal. How you doing? Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
hey.
So I
Welcome.
always
Thank
like,
you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
you're
thank you for
welcome.
coming
I appreciate it.
on. Mhm.
So first of all, I always like to start. Where were you born, and where do you live at now?
So I was born in Berkeley, California. That's where I was born and raised, and I'm currently residing in the San Francisco Bay Area. So that's where my home is. That's I love it. I've been here all my life, and I just don't see myself being anywhere else besides the Bay Area. So I definitely have roots here. This is where my hometown. This is where I'm at. I mean, I was born in Berkeley. I'm from Berkeley, but the whole San Francisco Bay Area, that's primarily my stomping grounds.
It's home.
It's
It's
home. It's
home.
home.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
love
a
the West
little.
Coast, but go ahead. Go ahead,
Go
Jamila.
ahead, Chuck. No.
I'm
So tell us a little bit about growing up in the Bay Area
Mhm.
and your journey in loving your body. So how tall are you and what size are you now?
I am, let's see, I am about 7.5 height. And throughout the years, my weight have fluctuated. So I'm about a size, right now, I'm about a size 28.
28.
And yeah, I'm a size 28, and that has fluctuated with diet and exercise, and so it has fluctuated throughout the years. But I've always been plus size since I grew up. It's something that I've embraced as I have gotten older, but I've always been plus size since I was a little girl.
sure. I was muted. Now with
Oh,
that, now have you now see a lot of times, if you were like you said you've always been plus size. Now have you
mhm.
had any medical conditions with that being plus size at any point in time, or
Yes.
were you healthy throughout?
Not always healthy throughout.
Okay.
Not always healthy throughout. Hereditarily, I have there's heart disease and hypertension runs in my family. So I have had pre-hypertension in the past. That has come along, I believe, with age and weight, as my weight fluctuates, and with my age, I have developed prehypertension, but I do control it, so I know how to make sure that those numbers stay down to where that they're at where I'm at a good healthy number with my numbers. So like I'm aware of the prehypertension, but
Mhm.
I also know how to control it and how to keep those numbers down. And I had to learn how to do that.
Okay. Now is that naturally or is that through medication?
At one point, I was on
Mhm.
medication to
Mhm.
control it, but what I have found with being on the particular medication that I was on, it had some side effects where
Mm.
it really kind of there was a it was a particular medication and it had a water, it was like a water reducer with it. And I had, I was taking it for so long, but when I would not take it, the side effects would give me like really bad headaches. And, because it had a diuretic with it, that's the proper term with the medication, it worked my kidneys a lot. So I would actually feel my tiredness in my kidneys because of the long-term use of the diuretic that was in this particular medication. So I decided it was my decision to take myself off of that medication. And so I did. I just stopped taking it, and it gave me really bad severe headaches as a result. But what I learned to do is control my eating and exercise, and I was able to naturally bring my numbers down to where it's at a healthy number.
Okay.
So that's how I was able to control it without medication.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, because a lot of times when you go see about your blood pressure, first thing they want to do is throw you on medication all the time.
Yeah.
And, again, there's always a natural way an alternative way to fight, make that blood pressure go back down to normal. So I was just wondering, that's all. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I went through that because when I was first diagnosed, that was the first thing they wanted to do, is let's get you on some medication until you get the weight down. And it is like, when you get on the medication, it's kind of like, okay, like I got a little pass, so I kind of eat what I want, do what I want, I'm taking medication for it. But actually that's not, like, for me, that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, this medication, I do not want to be on this medication for the rest of my life. So let me see if there's something else that I can do personally to change the direction of my health. And my way worked without meds.
Yeah.
But not to say that some people they need to take the medication because it's really high, and they have to take it. So I am an advocate of people who, if they need to take take your medication. But in my case, for me, I knew that I did not want to be on medication. So I had to put the work in.
Yeah, and see, that's good. That's awesome. But again, when they first put you on the medicine, according to your weight and all that stuff too. And if you're working out and you're losing weight, see, that's what I don't understand. Like, they'll tell you one thing, they'll say, okay, we'll put you on the medication, you lose weight. Okay, now in that transition, are y'all going to start lowering the dosage, or how are y'all going to start doing that? Because that can affect me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as how it affects your, your body in general, and that could be that could be detrimental to your health. Because I remember my aunt, she has diabetes, and diabetes run in my family, and especially on my dad's side and on my mom, both sides. But anyway, she had it, and then she lost all of this weight, and she was taking this insulin, but they didn't change the dosage in the insulin. Like, you got to change that dosage in insulin, because what's going to happen is you're going to destroy your body. You got to, just according to your weight and everything. So again, I'm glad you chose a natural way. Like you said, some people can't, but when I'm just letting the people know out there, when they do choose to, take that medication, make sure that, make sure that they constantly monitor how that medication makes you feel. You know what I mean? Because it could be do more harm than damage. So
that's right.
Again, shout out to people on I believe in the natural way, but again, you're right away. You gotta do what you got to do. So
yeah, I get it. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So how was it for you being a little chubby girl growing up in the Bay? Was there any, trials and tribulations? And I mean, it's a plus size. We always go through discovering our inner beauty, and accepting our body. And so how was that for you?
Well, I mean, growing up, I went to schools, and I actually went to school in Richmond, California. Even though I grew up in Berkeley, I went to schools in Richmond, and Richmond is a tough place. I love Richmond, and Richmond did, build me up. It made me tough, and you had to be tough in order to survive in Richmond. And so with that, the kids were relentless. with letting you know, and I'm sure that it's not just Richmond, but
Right.
it's all over. You know, kids are pretty cruel. You know, they can be cruel. They can be mean. But you know, I knew I was heavier, and the kids sometimes and teenagers, they would, you know, they will let you know. They will let you know what was indifferent about you. And I had to learn very early on that I could show no signs of weakness. I could not allow, because, you know, it was such a tough city, you know, you couldn't show signs that you were weak. You know, somebody call you a name, you know, what you gonna do about that? You know, so you always had to have something, you know, quick to come back at them with, you know. So I had developed a really hard shell at a very young age, you know, not only to survive, but not to let the words that people said to me affect me and affect who I was. I also had a lot of people that was around me that reminded me of who I was. Not all the time. There was, you know, was a couple of people that were around that always let me know, you know, how beautiful I was. And, you know, sometimes they, you know, they would say, oh, you know, you got a pretty face to be a big girl, you know, and it's like, when I was growing up, I used to think that that was a compliment, but it's actually not. You know, it's actually not a compliment. You know, as I grew older, I discovered that's not a compliment. You know, if you're beautiful, you're beautiful.
Right,
And
right.
that's just what it is. You know, so yeah, they were pretty cruel. I've had kids, like, as a teenager, tell me to my face that I was, you know, that I was ugly, you know, like growing up. And, you know, as I got older, you know, I began to, you know, I didn't let that, I didn't let it affect me, you know. To say that it's never affected me would not be true, because sometimes, you know, especially growing up as a teenager, you know, you're going through puberty, and, you know, you're questioning yourself, like, oh God, am I too big? Are they really, the things that they're saying to me, is that really true about myself? You know, so I had to develop something within myself to change the narrative of that. And I've carried that. I've carried that throughout my life, throughout being a young adult, you know, growing up in Berkeley. You know, me and my cousin was plus size too, and we would hang out a lot. Well, actually, I got a couple of plus size people in my family, you know, but we would be the flyest girls on the block. You hear me? I mean, we would be the flyest. We would be snazhed, dressed from top to bottom. I mean, you can call me big, but let me tell you something. We're going to be fly, beautiful, and fine. And that's what we were. And we just represented. And everybody around us knew, like, that's them girls. That's them Reynolds girls, you know. That's like my family's name, and that's their last name. And they knew us when they seen us. And, you know, it was a little different growing up in Berkeley, because, you know, Berkeley is a little bit more of a liberal town. So, you know, a lot of different things, a lot of things were accepted there. So where I grew up in Berkeley, on the south side of Berkeley, you know, it was really all about expressing yourself through how you dress, how you carry yourself. You know, we was really into that trend of dressing. They used to call it preppy. Like, we used to dress real preppy and square, and, you know, but was kind of like a little, you know, we had a little, you know, thug under us, but we was, you know, we used to dress square with little glasses, and, you know, and so that was a really big thing, you know, with our clothing in Berkeley. Like, we was trendsetters, you know, growing up there. So I had a nice little mix of, you know, even though one town is next to the other, I had a little nice mixture of both. Okay. So I was able to, you know, develop my own flair. And so it was nice, because when I would go to Berkeley, it was just like, oh yeah, you know, we used to have a little thing that we used to call each other saucy. You know, like, oh, that's saucy. Saucy. That's saucy.
All right.
You know, yeah, that's saucy. Oh, you saucy? You know, so
Okay, I'm saying saucy. Okay.
no, saucy.
Saucy. Okay, saucy.
Saucy.
All right, got it.
Yeah. So I'm from old school. I'm a little old era, but that was our thing, and it was like, and the people that was around me in my community, they kind of helped boosted me up too. They boosted, boosted our confidence up. We boosted each other confidence up. So I think growing up, particularly in Berkeley, really helped develop my confidence in who I was, because I hung around so many people, like guys and girls, and they would just always constantly like remind me of how beautiful I was. So I contribute that to a lot of my homeboys that was, on the corners, doing their thing. They really acknowledged who I was, and I believed them. They were like my brothers. They was like my brothers. Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. And you know what? That's good. You were able to shake that off, because when I was coming up too, we were able to shake it off. Nowadays they call it bullying. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Somebody, and it's like kids, they can't take it. Like some of these kids are
right.
suicide, stuff of that nature. And it's just sad, how, like I said, we went through it when we were coming up. I mean, I had glasses, I had bumps all over my face when I was coming up. So I went through it, but I used to burn all the time. So it didn't bother me, because once, I developed a tough skin because of that. Again, nowadays, these kids, they're going through like, I don't know, like they can't take that type of pressure. Now, bullying, it's a lot of levels of bullying, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody was bullied and everybody was talked about when they were coming up. So again, it's great that you were able to like overcome that. You know what I mean? As far as, because a lot of people can't, believe it or not. So anyway, I want to get to some of the comments on here, because they've been saying stuff on here. So I just want to let everybody know what's going on. And we got Amber Dickerson. She says, "Hey, what's going on, Amber? Hey, I found you with the jacket, man. They were going crazy over. So again, thank you and your husband again for it. And definitely appreciate it. NNA Custom Designs, check them out.
Yes.
Check them out. They did some jackets for me. They were off the chain. And Sky Darling says, I know that's right. Plus size model. I mean, hashtag plus size model. Hashtag Elise O'Neal. Work, my queen. What's going on, Sky? How you doing out there? We also got what Miss Watson. I don't want to mess up your Shaniqua.
Coco Loca.
She was on last week. Shout out to you, sweetheart. She said, I agree. You can correct yourself you can correct yourself while losing weight without medication. Exactly. Yeah. So again, shout out to you. Shayna Gordine says, hello, family. What's going on, Shayna? How you doing? We also got Izzy Meditates, my partner in crime. She's out there. She says, hey, loves. So they love you out here. Elise, Scott Dolan says, do you feel that this country and media companies are gaslighting to put plus size individuals down? That's the saying, gaslighting. I guess this. That's the West Coast saying right there, gaslighting. Somebody help me out.
I've heard my pastor say that, gaslighting. So and he's from here, and
gaslighting, I think, is like perpetrate like stereotypes and false imageries. It's like, it's just hyper more. So you light a flame to gas. What happens?
Right.
It's like
right.
So it's just perpetrates. I can't talk.
So now I do get a question. Do you feel that this country and media companies are gaslighting to put plus size individuals down? So what you got to say about that question there?
I mean, like we're kind of like on the, it's kind of like half and half. Like right now, like how I see things. There is still a lot of strides that need to be made for plus size individuals. But at the same time, there are a lot of avenues. There are a lot of there's a lot of media that's being placed out there that's kind of you know, putting us out there in the forefront that, you know, hey, we beautiful, we here, you know, you need to start making clothes to fit, you know. So I mean, versus from how I grew up, how it was like scarce to find people like me and to find clothes and things like that. Like I think that, you know, it definitely has improved. A lot of more work that needs to be done. But we are on this, like, you know, this image trend that I don't know, that's kind of, you know, it's promoting surgeries and things like that, and you know, looking in a certain type, you know, that you should be looked at as in a certain type of light, you know. So I would say it's kind of, you know, we're making strides, but you know, it's still some work that needs to be done.
Yeah, I see a lot of great strides with the plus size industry. You know what I mean? Especially working with Jamila now. And I mean, I see it's very. I mean, it's starting. People are starting to accept it. People are starting to say, "Hey, you know, this is what it is. This is where it's at." And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. People from other countries, they love the plus size women. They love the plus size model. They go crazy. So again, you know, y'all doing your thing out there. You know, I just want to give y'all a shout out to that. So y'all are definitely being, you know, looked at as, you know, beautiful. And that, I mean, beautiful is beautiful. You know what I mean? Beautiful comes from within. And if you're ugly inside, you're ugly on the outside. I don't care if you're skinny, you 0 to 100, whatever your size is. If you're ugly on the inside, you're ugly on the outside. So let's just get that straight. You know what I mean? So don't even go there. I've seen some very beautiful women and that are just so ugly on the inside, just makes them ugly. Like, wow. And that's plus and you know, whatever they consider regular size. So I'm not just saying it, you know, for one particular size. Hey, Will, my partner crime, he says, growing up in my era, it was always about the way one carried themselves. Sexy is sexy, period, regardless of size, cutie. So he called you a cutie. Go ahead now. You will, baby. You know, keep it up, baby. You know, Izzy, she comes back with, this is the meaning of what we call that?
Gaslighting.
Manipulate someone by psychological means into questioning their own sanity. All right. Okay. Thanks, Izzy. We appreciate that. And Elise, were you able to bond with someone who has been bullied like yourself? That's a good question.
Were you able to bond with someone?
Yeah, let me put that back up there again so you can see it. I'm sorry, I took it down.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Were you able to bond with someone who was bullied like yourself?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, you know, actually, you know, yeah, definitely. Because there's a connection there. Yeah. You know, in my profession, you know, I am a clinical counselor too. You know, so I mean, I've worked with different people in all walks of life, and I definitely have used my experience, my own life experience, to talk to others about, you know, different kind of things that they've experienced. And definitely I have a connection with other people who has been through the same thing I've been through, because I identify with it. I know what it feels like. I know what that hurt feels like. I know the place where you can go with being depressed about it, you know, and then to do some reframing with that, you know, with positive self-talk, pulling yourself out of that, you know, and not being a believer of what people have said about you, you know. So yeah, definitely. I always connect with more because of my line of work, my professional line of work, what I do, but definitely I do have a connection with others who has been bullied, not only been bullied, but just living in poverty or whatever their circumstances is. I do definitely bond with people that has been in that situation. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And Izzy Meditate says a lot of narcissistic people gaslight. So again,
thank you, Izzy.
Yep, there she is. And Naeem Masterpiece, what's going on, brother? He says enjoying the conversation, y'all.
Hey, Naeem.
Yep, thank you, Naeem. Appreciate you, brother. So again, got a lot of people out there enjoying this conversation and loving you, Elise. So awesome. And I had a question too. Like, let's say, for someone that's grown up, what would you say, the key is to, loving yourself, as far as, let's say a plus size young lady that's coming up, a young lady. What is the key to loving yourself? How can they love their self if they don't love their self? Or what could you give them? What type of, anything that you can give them to, let them know that, to learn how to love their self?
Well, for me, it started, I had to constantly I had to constantly allow myself to positively reinforce that good energy in me. So meaning that, for example, I would, look at myself in the mirror and tell myself how beautiful I was. And to just really love on myself. Journaling has helped. I had to do a lot of work on the inside. Not just on the outside. We can put this together on the outside and look fly. But you can put it on, but the energy and the positivity that comes from within inside is what makes clothes and what makes you have to come alive. So all that work comes from the inside. So I had to reinforce positive feedback to myself. If nobody told me that I was beautiful, I had to tell myself that I was beautiful. I had to believe that. I had to get spiritually in line with what I believe in, my belief system. I had to take care of myself. I had to go on walks when I didn't want to go on walks. I had to hit the gym when I didn't want to hit the gym. I had to eat that salad when I wanted the fried chicken.
That's right.
and allow myself to treat myself with what I like and not deprive myself, but I had to learn to care about myself enough to really invest in my health, and not only that, but just positive things that I would tell myself about myself that allowed me, and it didn't come overnight. It's something that I had to. It's something that I have to do even now to this day. I have to constantly remind myself, even with the pandemic and being in the house and quarantined and gaining weight and eating sweet and eat what I want to eat, and things like that. Like, I have to constantly tell myself, well, hold on, you're doing a little too much now. You better, reel it on in, watch those portions, but continue to tell myself, you're still beautiful, you're still valued, you're still loved, you still got it going on, but I need you to go on that walk today. It's those things that I have to continuously invest in myself to be the best me, best version of myself that I can be. Even when you're getting older, because you get, your appearances change, you get wrinkles and things sag where they shouldn't be sagging, or and it's like you have to continuously remind yourself of who you are. So that's one of the things that I do to kind of help me along in my journey, because I'll be on this journey to the day I die, with loving me, because I'm all I got, and so I'm constantly investing in myself.
Awesome. Hey, listen, we got another comment out there. Scott Dolan says, hello, hashtag Team Girl Talk, hashtag Talk. I always look forward to this show every Sunday. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh,
and we're your biggest fan as well. So thank you for supporting us. We definitely appreciate it. And then she shouts us out again. It says, share this broadcast, everyone, to groups and the feed. So thank you, Scott. We appreciate you definitely every Sunday. Well, she's always on here, period. Not whether it's Sunday or whatever show. So we definitely appreciate you. And thank you. So, so back to you,
I'm here. So when the world of plus size modeling opened up to you, how did that change your? I can't talk today. I don't know why.
Hey, did you hear me? That was horrible. But go ahead. I'm talking about me. I was like, so it must be the holidays. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So when the world of plus size modeling opened up to you, how did that change your perspective?
Oh, it changed it was a game changer. It allowed it allowed more dialogue, it allowed more conversation to be had about it. I was able to see more women that looked like me, and they gave me a lot of boost, like if they could do it, I could do it too. I'm in their lane. Look at the confidence that they have. It really just opened up things for me, and it gave me the push to know that if they can do it, I can do it too.
Mhm.
Not in a competitive manner, but in a
Right.
more of, like uplifting, like this is
Mm.
my sister,
Right, right, right.
she's doing this, I can do it too. And so when it opened up for me, I ran with it. I
Mm.
was taking those pictures just like
Mhm.
them and posting them and not being afraid to show myself on social media or do a photo shoot or two.
Right.
It gave me the confidence that I needed to boom, I could do this. And I can put myself out there and be acknowledged for the beautiful person who I am.
Hmm.
So I loved it.
Yeah, you do have a beautiful personality too. I just want to let you
Thank,
know
oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
know. Yeah. And
Thank you so much.
hey, no, thank you. And we also have Sky Dolan. She's back at it. She says, Elise, do you have a journal with inspiration and gratitude quotes I can purchase?
Wow.
Wow.
Good idea.
I got some stuff brewing.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got some stuff brewing. That I help individuals. I guess we'll probably get to it at some point, but yeah, I started something in my mother's name.
Okay.
Um, actually, Claudia's angelic succulents when I lost her,
Okay.
and I really started. I started the self-care kit for people that have been struggling, and some of the tools that I use to help pull myself out of the depression. And journaling was one of those things that I have. So
Mhm.
I have on Claudia's Angelic Succulents, I do have a little starter kit that comes with little plants, a journal and pen and things like that. Too, it doesn't have quotes in there, but it is an inspirational little journal. Journaling has been something really huge for me that I've done all my life. So I have journals that I have kept for myself since I was about in the 6th grade. And yes, I
Wow.
still have all of my
Wow.
journals. So
Mm.
I'm a huge advocate on journaling and expressing myself and getting it all out
Mhm.
on paper. It has definitely been one of the tools that I use to help boost confidence and help myself mentally.
Mm.
There's good mental health, and it's good to go back and read some of that stuff too. You see how far you've actually come
Mhm.
when you go back and read, some of the things that you may have wrote a year ago, or 10 years ago, or when I was
Mm.
a kid,
Yeah, yeah,
and how far you've come. And it's part of your legacy.
Mhm.
Um, so when you write, something magical that happens when you write. So
Mm. Okay.
yeah.
We got Sky Darling. She sends a nice heart out there to us. Also, Jamila J. Choice, are you going to a photo shoot after this show? Because you are totally styling. Yes, she is. Her makeup is did and everything. Go ahead now. Stop.
This is we can get ready for 2021. So I
Yeah,
put on my little, you know,
yeah, I see
uh,
you. You all dressed up.
Yeah.
You have on.
this is one of my
Bye.
leather pleather bras. So
Okay. There you go.
I'm always ready.
Stay ready.
And
Stay ready.
she says your quotes, my queen. I don't know if she wants you to say a quote or she just
Oh,
saying your quote. I don't know.
maybe
She
maybe
can.
Elise, you want to say affirmation?
Beauty is does.
Woo.
There you go. That's say right straight to the point. You
Yeah.
know.
Beauty
And
does.
she says she do the same. I do the same. So she's telling you, as far as the journaling. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then we have Karen. Oh, here we go, Karen. What's going on, Karen? She says, love it. journaling and writing truly takes you to another place of peace.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Then we got, hey, what's up, Miss Willie?
Miss Willie.
She says, hello, all. It is so important to journal.
Yeah.
You gave me a push. My pastor always encouraging us to journal.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, indeed. So definitely, I'm gonna have to start doing that journaling. Maybe.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have two things to say, but how powerful would it have been that we were journaling throughout this pandemic, and maybe 10 years later we pick it up as like, wow, I survived that. You know, how powerful is that?
Yeah.
But I wanted you to talk a little bit about your mom and her legacy, and you know, your product that you were talking about in her honor.
Yes. So my mother passed away January 15th, 2019.
Wow.
And so that's very recent. And it was unexpected. I didn't expect for her to pass away so soon. She just became sick really very fast, and although there may have been signs there, you know, around me, I think that sometimes when our loved ones are getting ready to pass, that sometimes we ignore those signs. Right. And we don't, you know, we just like, it's nothing. Oh, they'll be all right. They're gonna pull out of it, you know. And because they're up around, they're moving around, and everything is looking. But my mom, she passed away all of a sudden. My mother, not only was she my mother, she was my best friend. Wow. She was also my pastor. She was my spiritual guide. You know, so you have this person who's like been there all my life for everything. She's my everything, my whole world, my best friend. And to lose her all of a sudden, you know, was devastating. Yeah. Was devastating to me. Still is devastating. And so I found myself for about the first year was the toughest, you know, and after a while, I could almost hear her say, "You can't stay there, Annette. You can't stay there. You can't stay in that place." You know, so everything in my life drifted down. You know, everything stopped. My nail business stopped. My modeling stopped. You know, I was just going to work. I was working and coming home and crying and dealing with my grief. I was just like, how am I going to like deal with this? How am I going to deal with all of this? And I could clearly hear my mother say, like, it's going to be okay, but you can't stay there. You got to keep moving. You got to keep going. And so I started back walking again, you know, because, you know, when you walk, it's something that happens when you walk. When you walk, you exercise, it releases like toxins and things that's like built up in your body, you know? And so I had to get that out. You know, if I had to cry on my walk, I needed to cry on my walk. I still do. And if I need to talk out loud, I'm talking to myself. You know, it's just me and my creator. So I had to will myself to find a way to, you know, to bring myself out of depression. Right. So and to deal with my grief. So one of the things I started doing was I started journaling again. I started back eating healthy. I started walking. This is, you know, when you lose someone that is so close to you like that, it is an ongoing journey. I know, and grief is it's a slow healing process, and it didn't move at a snail's pace. Right. Okay, and so I have to continuously do these things every day, but at the same time validate how I'm feeling in that moment. If I'm sad, if I'm missing her, I allow myself to feel those feelings and not fake it. You know, if I need to cry, I need to cry. If I want to, if a memory comes up and and it's something that and they often do, because my mom was so funny. And when the memory of her comes up and it's something funny. I allow myself to laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I talk to her out loud. Because I still feel that she's here with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to do something in honor of her. And one of the things that I got into as a coping mechanism to help me deal with my grief is I started getting into succulent plants. Like I started learning about the species of plants and caring for them, because plants are living things, and for me to have something else to care for. And I thought to myself, like, so many other people that's going through what they're going through. They're going through grief. They're going through, this pandemic that we're going through. And because I have all of this at once. We got the pandemic. We got grief I'm still dealing with. We got trying to find myself, like, in the world. I'm trying to keep myself
healthy.
Staying healthy and keep myself from, like, following that rabbit hole of depression. So I started a legacy in her honor. I wanted to always keep her name going. So I started Claudia's Angelic Succulents. And so there is, I have a self kit. It's really cute kit, which is on the site, which is on my Facebook site. And it comes with a journal. It comes with a plant that you would have to put together yourself. It's not something that it just doesn't come to you. You get a live plant, a live baby succulent that you have to care for, because that's something that has helped me. Mm-hmm. And so you should see my patio. It's like full of succulents now. I'm like at the nursery every week. They know me on a first name basis now. But but I found that, wow, I really love these plants. I found something that I can pour into. And so I share it with other people, mm-hmm. with other folks. Because it's been a coping tool that I've used to help myself. So they're like self-care kits. And so I started in her honor. Dr. Claudia Hall Gale is my mother's name. And I started Claudia's Angelic Succulents in her name because it's a business that I'll have forever. And I'll forever keep her name in my mouth. And people will wonder and know, like, who's Claudia? That's my mama. That's my mama.
Legacy.
So that's what I started for her in her honor. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, can I ask you? Have you ever thought about motivational speaking? Because I'm telling you, you have that in you. I see it. You know what I'm saying? You have the personality. You have that spirit, and you also. I can see that. You know what I mean? You get a lot of people, get a lot of people right. So I want to know if that's in your future.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because that's something that I have done. Back in 2017, I was laid off from my job that I held for 10 years. And there was a phenomenal workshop that I attended. I was sponsored. I got a sponsorship for to join these wonderful women, and I went to a seminar, and they helped me pull this person out of me, and I went on to work with them as well, one-on-one, and to help other people to find their voice. Mm-hmm. So it was something that I was doing, that I was being groomed for at one point. For other people to find their voice. And like I said, when I lost my mom, like everything that I had going on, the modeling, inspiring others, the motivation, the motivational talks, and the platforms that I have been given to, all of that stuff stopped when she. Wow. And so now I'm beginning to, I'm slowly inching my way of, like, finding my way back to myself. Okay. So it's funny that you say that, because I never mentioned that. That's a part of my life. That's something that I was doing that had came to a halt because of, the death of my mom. Wow. But now, now what you see is something that has been laying dormant, that is slowly coming back. I'm like slowly coming back to myself from after losing her. So this year's mark we're going on 2 years now.
Okay.
So I'm just now like waking up, you know, like, okay, come on, it's time to go. It's time to go. Okay. You know, so yes, I it's something that motivational speaking and talking, although I work with people in the community and I help them a lot overcome mental illness and substance abuse issues. But it's something else that I was doing that additionally on the side. So
okay.
So yeah. So yeah.
I felt it. Like I told you.
You felt it? You feel it?
I'm serious.
You felt it.
I don't, it's a big gift for me. I mean, I could feel when I could feel it. You know what I mean? Like I said, when you first came on, we were in the green, when we were behind the scenes, I felt that energy from you. So
and I never even mentioned it
to me. That's great. So, hey, we got some more comments. I don't want them to think I'm ignoring them because we got a lot of them. But here goes his.
Okay.
Karen Dickerson, she gives us some hearts, some prayers. When you were telling your story, you know, she's giving you that. And Miss Willie says, amen. You have to move on. 2 of my children transition. It's hard, but we have to move on. It's a physical pain that hurts like hell, but we must embrace the memories as we move on to the next step. Exactly. Thanks for that comment.
Thank you, Miss Willie.
Yes, indeed. And Karima Echo says, hello. What's going on, Karima? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. And Karen comes back, says, yes, laughing and crying through it is a daily thing as we grieve. I love how you're coping even when the toughness of it all presents itself. Remembering her name, you are truly beautiful. So again, thank you
so much, Miss Karen.
And she says, I honor my son in a similar way through his foundation. We should always remember them and say their names.
That's right.
Exactly, Karen, you're right.
Yes.
And she says, yes, you are a motivational speaker. And Willie, Miss Willie says, use that gift to be a blessing in the grief share area. So again, like I said, man, I've seen it. I see it. I've seen it, and I know you're destined to do that for people. So,
thank you so much. I appreciate all the love.
Yes, indeed. So, hey, that's what it is. Feel good talk. Jamila J's girl talk. We try to make you feel good. You know, get you good with the positive reinforcements. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know what we forgot to do, Jamila? We forgot to pay homage to our sponsor. I better get them on real quick. So we're gonna come right back and we're gonna wrap it up. But we gotta pay some homage to the our sponsors. Here we go.
Pay some bills.
The A game. Pay bills. There you go. The A game.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
Again, that's the A game. For vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Also, in this times of the pandemic, like I said, we're having, as far as your immune system, it boosts your immune system as well. So definitely give us. I don't have any more free samples. I was giving out free samples. They're all gone, and everybody got them. So I got some rave reviews. So if anybody out there has used it, please let us know how it worked for you, so we can actually get to. If you want to, that's your business. So I'm not telling you have to, but if you want to, just let us know how you loved it. And this is for men only. This is for men only. Eventually we'll have something for women. So again, that's the A game. So definitely check it out. Give me a call at 302-723-2836 if you want the A game. I was already say free sample. We don't have any more free samples. So again, we do have we could break some packages down too. So just give me a call, 302-723-2836, the A game. Thank you. And back to you, Jamila. We're back.
So I know, grieving is really hard during the holidays. It's Christmas and, Thanksgiving. Now we're into New Year's. how do you cope now? I mean,
Yeah.
I did some research. They're talking about making new traditions, honoring your loved one. But when you lose your mother, the pain never goes away. You just learn how to live with it.
Yes.
So how are you guys, maintaining your traditions? But I just want to say one thing. Your mother was my best friend, and I honor her every time I make sweet potato pies. She taught me how to make sweet potato pies,
Yes, it
and she told me to use cinnamon sugar, and you don't use a little bit, you use the whole 5 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
whole thing.
And every time I make sweet potato pies, I say, "Okay, Claudia, here we go." And people love them. I
Mhm.
mean, if you're gonna have sugar, that's when you have sugar. And
Yes.
people are like, "Oh my God, this pie is so good." We're like, "Okay, Doctor Pastor Claudia, taught me how to do it." So how do you guys, get through the holidays?
Well, this year, because of the quarantine, we weren't able to all get together. But I still cook the sweet potato pies. I cooked her sweet potato pies, and she used to make several pies for each household. So
Yeah.
we all had our own pies, whether it was 3 pies or 4 or 5.
Mm.
So, so I still carry the tradition on with making her special pies and making sure that every family member come to my house and pick up their pies, or I had one designated person come pick up the pies and distributed them and drop them off to my other sisters and my brothers,
Right.
my nephew who loves the pies, and so I make sure that I keep that tradition going. I made sure that I made her famous her dressing. I made sure that I continue to do that thing, but I know that for myself, like I've had the same tradition since from when my grandmother was here. We all gather together. My grandmother would cook. We all go to her house. We all mingle with each other. The same thing carried on with my mom. But this is year 2 now. And so I had to begin to, tell myself I have to develop new traditions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There's something that I need to do for me. So that's what I did. I mean, I kind of hung out at the house. There wasn't much to do, but I cooked. I had my nephew. My nephew came over, which is something traditionally that he does. That he does every during the season, during the holiday season, he comes over. So we just kind of hung out, watched the movies. I did cook something different this year. I made like a seafood boil. We typically don't do that here, in California.
Yeah.
This is more of a southern thing. That they've been doing that for years. The boil. But this year, I said, I told my nephew, I said, we're gonna do a boil this year.
Yes.
So we made a huge seafood boil,
Mm.
and we just pigged out and we watched movies,
Mm.
and we made our pies, and they came picked up their pies, and so
Yeah.
honestly it was not that bad this year. It wasn't,
Hmm.
and I'm sure
Yeah.
that it depends on the year.
Right. Right. Hmm.
The years they say that some are harder than others, but for me, I miss my mother on a daily basis. Like I
Yeah.
miss her. This is somebody who I would talk to every
Every
single
day.
day, several times a day.
Mm.
Mhm.
So I miss her every day. So this year, I think that if I wasn't doing the work,
Mhm.
that it can, and when I mean the work, journaling and exercising and taking care of myself, if I wasn't doing that type of work, I think that it would have been much harder on me.
Right.
But this year,
Mhm.
I seen a little bit of light in it. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, let me value those who are around me. My nephew is
Mhm.
here with me.
Mm.
My
Yeah.
sisters are a phone call away. I have
Yeah.
family, I have friends. So I've been learning to not I can't stay there, but let me cherish the people who's all around me and
Right.
and love on them. That's been something that I have developed traditionally that
Mhm.
has helped. That's helped me.
Yeah.
No.
So
That's
that's
her
my
legacy. That's
yeah.
her legacy, unconditional love.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we got some more comments out here. I don't want them to think we're ignoring them.
Okay.
Karen says, "Hey Jamila, hi Jamila, what's going on?"
Hey.
And she says, "Yes, the whole bag of sugar and 2 sticks of butter." I think she corrected it here. That's how I know she's talking about.
yes.
Yes,
Yes,
we
the
the
whole
middle
bag of sugar
pies.
and 2 sticks of
Y'all done gave
butter.
away the secret.
Woo.
We gave away the
Uh-huh.
secret.
I know y'all giving away secrets and carrying on. Hey, listen, I tell you what, sweet potato pie is one of my favorite pies, and also I love sweet potato apple pie and also pineapple upside down cake. So if anybody out there,
That's good.
Oh.
That's so good.
anybody out there making some, please hit me up. Let me know. Thank you.
Okay.
You could got peach
Get you hooked
cobbler.
up.
Huh?
Peach cobbler, man. You gotta have peach
cobbler?
cobbler.
All right, we'll see.
Woo.
I gotta check that out.
So
I mean, I
good.
eat it here and there. I had peach cobbler before. It was good, you know.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But hey, so what's next for you? Elise? I couldn't get my throat's all messed up today for some reason.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I just plan on expanding Claudia's angelic succulents. As soon as this pandemic is over and we have and we can, do our thing again with I'm also a nail tech too, so I have a mobile nail tech business where I
Oh, that's
go
hot.
out,
Yeah.
do manicures and pedicures. So I do that as soon as we are not in quarantine anymore, and that I'm able to jumpstart that business again, I will. But due to the pandemic, it's just not safe right now. But kind of like on the back burner a little bit. But as soon as we're given the green light by our state for us to resume services, that's definitely something I'll be kicking back up. I do have a cuticle oil line that I created, that I homemade. So, if anybody's out there, they want to follow me, they can follow me at Annette's Nail Therapy. So for right now, I'm just really giving tips on how people can care for their hands while they're in quarantine, while they can't go to the nail salon, get their nails done, to get a pedicure. I do have cuticle oil to help with dry hands and your cuticle, massage your cuticles. In the meantime, until you can get to your nail tech to take care of your nails, you can do some things at home to care for your nails and feet.
Awesome.
We need that.
How hard has it been? Because of the like competing with these stores, these nail salons, and you know what I'm saying. I don't want to get into the whole, but how has it been competing with those nail salons?
Well, I mean,
before the pandemic.
It is very competitive, because when you have someone who, may charge a little less than you, you just want to go in and go out and get that quick service and get it done. But with me, and me being, I'm very hygienic. I also bring a lot of personality. You get conversation with me, like a kinship, like a togetherness. You get conversation with me. You get your nails done. You get proper care. Not to say that those other people don't do things hygienically. We all know, okay, that everybody don't practice, great hygienic practices, But with me, I take it an extra step further and just make sure that everything is nice and clean and hygienic, and that
Don't we get wine too? Don't you? You serve wine?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I serve wine. Yes, I serve wine, and you might get yourself a meat and cheese platter over here. Ooh. So I treat my folks real good, and some of the people who's been with me, they've been with me for a long time, and they're not just customers; they like family. Honestly, I have people that's just like, they just ride with me. They like, when it's over, I'm there. So they, you get your loyal base
Right.
family. I call them family.
Mhm.
They come and they still rock with me, you know. And if you know, I teach them how to clip this back till you can get to me, you know. But other than that, you know, it is very competitive, but there's a lot of great artists out here. But you know, it's to each his own. It just depends on who you kind of like vibe with, you know, who you would love to pour your services into. But they know that when they come to me, they're gonna get a lot of love. They get more than just their nails and their feet done.
Yeah.
You might get some advice. You know,
Right.
I'm gonna feed you. You gonna get some advice. I'm gonna feed you. You know, so those my family that's with me, they stick with me and they loyal to me. So you know, it's competitive, but it's been a great journey, and I'm not you know, it's like I'm not in a competition, you know, because it is plenty of feet and toes out here for everybody. You know? So I mean, look at all these people walking around. There's plenty of feet and toes. So it's plenty to go around. Yeah, you know. So it's, you know, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but it's fun. I love doing nails. I love nails.
Awesome. Hey, listen, we got people on here talking again, so we're gonna let them. Let's see. Here we go. Karen says, laugh out loud. I made 200 sweet potato pies this year and 200 last year.
Oh my God!
Karen, you need to hook
man.
I'm down for some sweet potato pies now. And Willie, my daughter made a pineapple pie last night.
Ooh.
I like pineapple upside down cake, but I like
pineapple pie.
I like the pineapple pie too.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
I haven't had one of them in years.
Yeah,
I've never had a pineapple pie.
Oh, it's so good.
She also says, sorry, 100. She said 100 this year. Anyway, how do we find Elise? I think Elise told you, but you can go ahead and tell them again how they find you, Elise.
Okay, so you can find me at Annette's Nail Therapy. And you can also find me on Claudia's Angelic Succulents. Those two. Well, on Facebook it's called Claudia's Angelic. Claudia's Angelic on Facebook. But if you're on Instagram, you can find me both at Claudia's Angelic Succulents, and you can also find me at Annette's Nail Therapy on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I'm at Annette Dorsey. So you'll find me at Annette Dorsey on Facebook.
Okay.
But Elise O'Neal is my modeling name.
Okay. All right.
So what we'll do, Chuck, what we'll do is I can put it on your page.
Put it on the page,
so people can find her.
Okay.
But Chuck, can we show a few of her pictures before we go? I know you got to go, and it's,
I don't know. The pictures didn't come in. They didn't download.
Okay.
We don't have it.
We can put it on the page.
Yeah, we'll put it on the page, but then we got 2 more people, and then we're gonna get out of here. Thank you. I need some nail care, being busy, but not going to a salon with this pandemic. Karen, I don't blame you. She also says, you seem cool and down to earth, so I'm sure all want to be around you. Love your humbleness.
Yes,
thank you so much, Karen.
You're very cool. And Miss Willie says, I need the oil for dry hands and cuticles.
Okay.
Me too. Me too.
And last but not least, we got Scott Darling. She comes with something.
She wrote a thesis.
Yes, indeed. This show, Girl Talk, totally contributes to bringing out my inner spirit and pushes me to feel good talk with others during the week. Sharing is caring. So let all of us promote this stream and message will help others or impact one person to feel good. Thank you, Jamila, Chuck, and the new motivated speaker, Elise. How does this sound to you? If okay, everyone lives in the spirit of excellence, aka Elise.
Oh wow. So wonderful.
Hey, you see what she did, right? You see what she did, right? She broke that down in an acronym for you. Your name, Elise.
E-L-I.
Spirit of excellence.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like that.
That's hot.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, indeed. So, hey, thanks again, Scott. Thanks for everybody, man. We appreciate everybody on here. We have fun. You know, thank you for sharing. Definitely share this. This is awesome information, and we got our future, motivational speaker down there, Elise, and You know, hey, who knows? You know, she might be in this town near you. You know, East
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
So,
never know what God has for me.
You know what,
you know
Chuck?
it, dude.
You know what? I think what we do each week is we ignite dreams,
You're good,
we
son.
ignite passions,
Hmm.
and I don't know. Sometimes we create just opportunity. I know that I create monster models, you know, that has so much to give to the world. And this is, you know, this means a lot to me. I mean, every week it means a lot to me that we can put people out there, their talents, their gifts,
Hmm.
and pour love into them. And the audience is so incredible, just the feedback we get from them every week.
Hmm.
And I'm so grateful. I just want to wish everybody, you know, blessings in 2021. Just go out there, go hard on it, you know, live your dreams. Don't sit back and wait for nobody. We got this. We
Hmm.
got this far. You
Yep.
know, a lot of people didn't make it to 20, you know, to 2021, but we're here. And
Mhm.
we just got to seize the opportunity and just take care of each other, support each other. And everybody that come on here is life changing, you know. And we always like to entertain, we like to enlighten, and we like to educate. And so you did all three, Miss Elise, and I'm so proud of you.
Yep.
I create model monsters, and I'm so proud of you. I am
Thank
so
you so
you
much.
know that. You know how proud I
Thank
am of you,
you.
and your mother is
Thank
so
you.
proud of you.
Mhm.
You know.
Hey, you
Thank
did. Hey, like I said, this is my first time meeting you. It seemed like I knew you forever. You know, your personality is beautiful. Your
thank
energy
Mhm.
is beautiful. Your spirit is beautiful. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, hey, I appreciate you for even, coming on. I appreciate even meeting you.
you.
You know what I mean? Being in your presence. So again, thanks for coming on. Hey, I want to tell everybody how they can reach Feel Good Talk. We're on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk. Also Facebook at Feel Good Talk. YouTube at FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business, and Instagram at Feel.GoodTalk. Also, just to let everybody know, coming up, we got we're streaming to Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. That's coming in January by way of Choice TV. Okay, that's coming that way there. So again, if you want access to 80 million viewers or more worldwide, definitely get this the platform to get with. And if you have anything, entrepreneur, any type of invention, whatever. If you want to get your name out there, this is definitely the platform to get it out worldwide. So definitely check us out. Again, you can always hit me or Jamila up, 302-723-2836. That's my personal number, 302-723-2836. Or you can hit us in the inbox on Feel Good Talk on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you find us. Like I said, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, also Instagram as well. So definitely hit us up. We got a lot of things coming in January, so definitely check us out. 2021 is going to be very, very big. So get ready. We're ready. You see the bags under my eyes? That tells you right there what's going down.
Oh,
So again,
Chef,
thank
you run all the time. You don't rest. You
yeah,
know,
and
you're a mover and shaker.
people out there. They talking. Karen says, "Amen." Scott Darling,
Amen.
thank you, everyone. And
God
Scott,
bless you guys.
yes. So again,
2021, our year.
2021 is our year. We definitely coming out blazing. It's gonna be crazy. So hold on, whoever's with us, hold on, because it's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. So again.
Yes.
Hey, I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank everybody, for tuning in again. I don't really have too much to say. I'm just so excited. I'm just happy today. So thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I just appreciate the invite and the opportunity to share this platform with my story and who I am, and just for the opportunity. It's been great. I love the talk, and just thank you so much. I
Man,
appreciate it so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Got any last words, Jamila?
I don't know. What I gotta say something about feel good talk, mind, body, and business.
Don't forget the
Hello.
soul now. Don't forget the soul, mind, body, soul, and business.
Oh, see, I'm always messing up. Mind, body, soul, and business.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Perfect. See you next week, same time. Jamila J's Girl Talk right here on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Next week, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. There you go.
Right.
That's it, right.
Good.
All right.
Got it right.
Peace.